When was the last time she called you just to hear your voice? Not because something fell apart, not because she needed a ride, or a loan, or someone to talk her off the ledge at midnight. Just to hear you. Just because your voice was the one she wanted in her day. Sit with the question, even though it stings, because you have been avoiding it for a long time. You already know the shape of this friendship. When she is drowning, you are the first person she reaches for. You drop what you are holding. You show up with the right words and the warm meal, and the whole night if she needs it. And you are good at it. You are so good at it that you have become, without ever agreeing to it, the place she comes to be rescued. And then the water calms, and she swims back to her own life, and the calling stops. Until the next storm. Think of the specific nights. The call that came at 2 a.m, and you answered on the first ring, because some part of you is always braced for her emergency. The plans you quietly canceled to sit with her through another crisis, and never mentioned to her, because her need felt so much bigger than your evening. And then the long stretches of silence in between, where you told yourself she was simply busy, while somewhere in the back of your mind you kept a running list of the times you reached out and got nothing back. You have been keeping that list for years. You just never let yourself sit down and read it. You have told yourself it does not bother you. That is the first thing to be honest about. You have made a small home inside the story that this is just who she is, that she loves you in her own way, that being there for her is what a good friend does. And all of that has a little truth in it. But underneath, there is a quieter question you keep pushing down, and it aches precisely because you already suspect the answer. If you never had another crisis to offer her, if you were only ever fine, would she still come around? Notice how quickly you want to defend her right now. That instinct is worth looking at. You have spent this whole friendship explaining her absence to yourself, so you would not have to feel it. She is busy. She is going through a hard season. She is just not a texter. You have written her 100 excuses she never asked for, because the alternative, the plain fact of it, is harder to hold. You matter to her most when you are useful, and when you are not useful, you go quiet in her life, like a tool put back in a drawer. And you keep answering, and it is worth asking yourself why. Because being the one she needs has done something for you too. It has given you a place. If you are honest, you learned somewhere long ago that being useful was how you earned your keep in people's lives. That love was something you had to deserve by being indispensable. So a friend who only wants you when she is drowning does not feel entirely wrong to you. It feels familiar. It fits the old belief you have carried since you were small, that you are welcome as long as you are needed, and invisible the moment you are not. She is not the whole wound. She is pressing on one that was already there, long before she came along. That word is a hard one, but stay with it, because it is the thread this whole letter is pulling. You have become a resource in a friendship you thought was a bond. A resource is valued for what it provides. A friend is valued for who she is. And somewhere along the way, you started mistaking being needed for being loved. And they are not the same thing. They have never been the same thing. Being needed feels like love, because it comes with intensity. When she is in crisis, you feel close to her, chosen, essential. But look closely at that closeness. It arrives only when she is empty and leaves the moment she is full. Love that only shows up when someone needs something from you is not love reaching for you. It is need reaching for what you can give. And you, who are so generous, so quick to pour out, have been drinking that intensity and calling it friendship because it is the closest thing to being cherished that this friendship has ever offered. And there is a resentment in you that you will barely let yourself feel, because feeling it makes you the bad friend in your own story. You are tired. You are tired of being the strong one in one more relationship. You are tired of holding space for a heart that never once asks about yours. And the moment that tiredness rises, the guilt is right there to scold it back down, whispering that a good friend would not keep score, that you should be grateful she comes to you at all. So you swallow it, and you answer the next call. But hear this. That guilt is not humility. It is the same old lie wearing a halo. The one that has always told you your needs are the ones that can be set aside. Here is the reveal you have been circling. You were not made to be a resource. You were made to be a delight. Scripture holds up a picture of what friendship was actually designed to be, and it looks nothing like the one you have settled for. There were two young men, Jonathan and David, and the text says Jonathan loved David as his own soul. Sit with that phrase. Not as his own project, not as someone useful to him, as his own soul. Jonathan had everything to lose by loving David, a throne, a father's approval, a future, and he gave it gladly, not because David could do something for him, but because his heart was knit to him. They made a covenant. They chose each other in the calm, not just the crisis. That is the shape of real friendship. Mutual, chosen, glad. And notice what Jonathan did not do. He did not wait until David was useful to him before he loved him. He did not keep a private ledger of what David might one day provide. He simply saw him, treasured him, tied his heart to him, and stayed. That kind of love does not come and go with the weather of a crisis. It abides on the ordinary day, when there is nothing to be gained and no fire to put out. It is the whole difference between someone who reaches for you when she is sinking and someone who reaches toward you just to be near. You have been living so long on the crumbs of the other kind that you forgot the real thing exists. But it does. And here is what changes everything. Not just what you know, but how you see yourself. The God who made you does not reach for you the way she does. He does not come around only when you are useful and vanish when you are fine. He wants your company on the ordinary days. He delights in you when you are producing nothing, rescuing no one, simply being His. Scripture even dares to call the people of God His friends, not His resources, His friends. Sit in that for a moment, because it rearranges everything. The God who holds the stars in place is not waiting for you to be in crisis before He wants to hear from you. He is not checking whether you are useful today. He wants the quiet conversation, the small thought you almost did not bother to bring Him, the ordinary Tuesday where nothing is falling apart. You have spent so long being valued only in the storm that being wanted in the calm feels almost suspicious, like there must be a catch. There is no catch. He simply likes you, not what you provide, you. And every hour you spend letting that sink in is an hour that loosens the grip of the friendships that only ever wanted your hands and never your heart. Let that reframe the ache. The problem was never that you are unlovable in the calm. The problem is that you offered your deepest self to someone who only ever came for the surface, and then you blamed the depths for going unseen. You are not too much. You were not asking for too much. You were asking a well to be a fountain, and it simply was not built to give back. This does not mean you cut her off tonight, or read this as permission to grow hard. That is not the turn. You can keep being kind to her. You can even keep showing up when she is drowning, if you choose it freely and not from fear of losing her. But you get to stop calling it a mutual friendship when it is not. You get to stop auditing yourself for why she does not choose you in the calm. You get to stop pouring your whole heart into a cup that was never going to hold it, and start letting that heart be poured out where it is actually received. Because there are people who will want your voice on an ordinary Tuesday. There is a God who already does. And the more you let yourself be loved in the calm, by Him and by the friends who choose you when there is nothing to gain, the less you will confuse being needed with being treasured. You will feel the difference. Need grabs. Love lingers. Picture the woman you are becoming. She still has a generous heart, maybe the most generous heart in any room. But she is not desperate anymore. She gives from fullness, not from fear. She notices who checks on her when her life is quiet, and she pours herself into those people. She can love a one-sided friend without needing that friend to complete her, because her sense of worth is no longer up for a vote she keeps losing. She has stopped being a resource. She has remembered she is a person. So let the opening question turn all the way over. It was never really about when she last called, just to hear your voice. It is about whether you finally believe your voice is worth being wanted for its own sake. It is. It always was. There is a God who has been calling for it in the calm this whole time, Not because he needs anything from you, but because you are his and he simply likes being near you. You are not the emergency contact of the kingdom. You are a daughter of the king, and he wants you in the good weather too. Tell me in the comments about the friend who calls only when she is drowning, or the friend who calls just to hear your voice. Naming it out loud helps. And another woman who feels like a resource instead of a treasure needs to read that she is not the only one.